The lights were dim. The cameras were not there. And yet, one silent moment backstage may have changed the emotional temperature of Weibo Night 2026 forever. What really happened before the red carpet? And why is the world still holding its breath? Tonight, the global fandom stands on edge. Not because of trophies, not because of performances, but because of proximity. For the first time in years, Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo were officially confirmed to attend the same large-scale public event in 2026. Weibo Night, a stage known for spectacle, symbolism, and moments that live far beyond the broadcast. From the second the attendance list was released, something shifted. Timelines accelerated. Group chats reignited. Old memories resurfaced with new urgency. This was not just another awards night. This was a shared space. Fans across Asia, Europe, the Americas, and beyond began watching closely. Not for what was shown, but for what might happen between frames. Every official teaser was dissected. Every promotional visual was slowed down, zoomed in, and emotionally decoded. Because history had taught the fandom one thing very clearly. When these two names appear in the same sentence, silence becomes louder than sound. And then, on the eve of the event, attention quietly moved away from the red carpet entirely. Toward the unseen, toward backstage, toward a corridor no camera was meant to record. Backstage at Weibo Night is not chaos. It is control. Every step, every route, every light level is carefully designed to protect privacy and manage movement for top-tier artists. Especially in the hours before the broadcast, when emotions are sharp and identities are carefully curated. According to widespread fandom discussion, one particular corridor became the center of attention. A passage connecting high-profile waiting rooms to the elevator leading directly to the red carpet. This corridor is known for being low-lit by design. Not dark, just soft enough to shield faces from unwanted exposure. But on this night, fans noticed something unusual. The lighting, they say, appeared even dimmer than normal. No official explanation exists. No confirmation was given. And that absence became the spark. Because this was the same time window when Wang Yibo was completing final preparations. And when Xiao Zhan was reportedly transitioning toward the red carpet zone. Two schedules, two paths, one overlap. Fans did not call a meeting. They did not call it an interaction. They called it a moment of shared space. And in fandom culture, shared space carries emotional weight. What continues to haunt the fandom is not evidence. It is restraint. In an era where every movement is documented, every breath captured by a lens, the absence of footage feels almost deliberate. No blurred photos, no accidental reflections, no staff leaks with timestamps, just silence. And silence, for this fandom, is never empty. Fans began revisiting old interviews, not to search for proof, but to reread emotions. They replayed past moments where words were chosen carefully. Moments where pauses lasted a fraction longer than necessary. Moments where eye contact lingered before being politely withdrawn. Because this fandom has learned to read between lines, not headlines. The idea that two people with intertwined histories could cross paths without spectacle feels painfully realistic and emotionally devastating. Not because something dramatic happened, but because something control may have happened. A shared awareness, a mutual acknowledgement, a decision to keep moving forward without reopening doors that once defined them. For many viewers, that possibility feels heavier than any public interaction. It suggests growth, distance, and perhaps unresolved understanding. This is why the corridor matters, not as a location, but as a symbol, a narrow space where past and present briefly overlapped, then separated again. As the event visuals began rolling out, the emotional temperature online quietly rose. The official opening screen for Weibo Night 2026 did not go unnoticed. Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo appeared side by side, balanced, calm, visually aligned. Not dramatic, not accidental. Fans did not celebrate loudly. They paused, because subtle placement can speak volumes in high-profile productions, especially in an industry where distance is often emphasized for safety, optics, and control. Then came discussions about seating zones. Again, nothing official, nothing stated as fact, but enough circulating images and insider-style diagrams to fuel conversation. Not next to each other, not far apart either. Close enough to sense presence, far enough to maintain boundaries. This balance resonated deeply with fans who have matured alongside these artists. Many expressed that this was not about wanting interaction anymore. It was about acknowledging coexistence. Across international platforms, the language shifted. Less speculation, more reflection. Fans spoke about timing, about how certain moments only resonate because they happen after long silence, about how distance, when sustained, can make proximity feel seismic. And as official accounts remained silent, that restraint felt intentional, as if no one wanted to define the moment too quickly. Because once something is defined, it loses its emotional ambiguity. And ambiguity is where fandom emotion thrives. Now, as the lights fully rise and the red carpet unfolds, one truth becomes clear. Whatever happened, or didn't happen, backstage is no longer the point. What matters is why the story touched something so deep across the global audience. It reminded fans of a time when they watched not just performances, but journeys. When they invested not only in characters, but in growth. When emotional connection mattered more than confirmation. This was never about proving a rumor. It was about recognizing that some moments are meaningful precisely because they are quiet. That two people can share space without rewriting the past. That acknowledgement does not always require words. That closure does not always look like reunion. As Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo step into view, fans will analyze every glance, every pause, every shift in energy. But many already know the most powerful moment may have already passed unseen. And maybe that is enough, because fandom is not sustained by spectacle alone. It is sustained by feeling. So as you watch tonight, ask yourself not what you expect to see, but what you are willing to feel. Was the darkness hiding nothing at all? Or was it protecting a moment that never needed an audience? In the end, this story does not demand belief. It invites reflection. And that invitation is why the world is still watching.